last time. It's showtime, my friend. How nice, come on in. It's so good to see you again. Got stories to share. I'm virtually there. It's showtime, my friend. It's showtime, my friend, with a tear or a grin. We're chomping the bit to begin. Wear sweatpants or slacks, let's break out the snacks. It's showtime, my friend. Now if you have to go, I want you to know it's easy to sign right back in. Connection too slow. Hope you don't miss the show, 'cause it's showtime. It's showtime, my friend. Woo! It's time to prepare for our online affair. I do hope you'll stay till the end. Tuned up my apps, sit back and relax. No matter how your day has been, we'll make you smile, make it all worth your while. It's showtime, it's starting in no time. It's showtime. Showtime, my friend. All right, that's the way it begins, yes. Well, let's see here now. Oh, I have some reverb going. I'm trying to click it off. There it is. Let's see. Well, I'm gonna do some songs I haven't done in a long time or ever. This next song, strangely, tells me that I've never done it before for you guys, but I'm pretty sure I did. So I don't have a beat for it, but it's a song that Sam and Dave recorded. I'm not sure who wrote it. I might have to check that out, or we could have our archivist check that out. You know who I'm talking about over there, right? Oh, first of all, say hi, Mom. Yeah, everything's working. Oh, she had sound problems and video problems in the past. But we got Brett, Brent, and Jeannie. We've got Dave Teeter. Hi, Dave. All right. I was looking at one of your songs again. I've done such a terrible job. Dave gave me a nice beginning of a song with some lyrics. And I took it and started fooling around with it and made it so sad that it's hard for me to go back and work on it. So, Dave, eventually we'll probably get back to that. But we have also Kim and Mark are here. And, oh, well, look, we've got Toys. Toys is hard to play. I think that's a very cool thing that you went ahead and decided to name yourself. Very cool. If you follow him on Facebook, you will see some very interesting foods come up, and also some of the shows, some of the afternoon shows. They used to call them soap operas, and he's a big fan of those. So okay, let's see. Let's try them. I'm gonna try this Sam and Dave thing. All right, let's give it some of this. No drum part this time. If you ever change your mind about leaving me behind, oh, bring it to me. Bring your sweet lovin', bring it on home to me. Yeah, 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 yeah. I know I laughed when you left, but I only hurt myself. Please bring it to me. Bring your sweet lovin', bring it on home to me. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'll give you jewelry and money too. That ain't all I did for you. Whoa, it to me. Bring your sweet lovin', or bring it on home to me. Yeah, 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 yeah. You know I'll always be your slave till I'm buried in my grave. Whoa, whoa, bring it to me. Bring your sweet lovin', bring it on home to me. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'll try to treat you right, but you stayed out late at night. I beg you, bring it to me. Bring your sweet lovin', bring it on home to me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, I guess if I figured out some way to work on that, I might be able to come up with an arrangement that would be just a little bit more fun. Now, I'm going to try another scary one here. I'm starting out with some stuff that's just pretty much me and guitar, no fancy accompaniment. And this one is Ain't Too Proud to Beg. Now, I've run through this a few times, and it went okay the last couple, but could go completely wrong. I'm just trusting that that you folks are the kind who are very forgiving, and I consider you partners, and I get some feedback from you, and then it tells me a little bit about maybe you should do that when I work a little bit more on that. So we'll see. Okay, I think I got it. Let's see how this works now. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Yep. I know you want to leave me, but I refuse to let you go. If I have to beg and plead for your sympathy, I don't mind, 'cause you mean that much to me. Ain't too proud to beg, sweet darling, please don't leave me, girl, don't you go. Ain't too proud to plead, baby, baby, please don't leave me, girl, now don't you go. Now I heard a crying man is half a man, no sense of pride. If I have to cry to keep you, I don't mind. If it'll keep you here by my side, ain't too proud to beg, sweet darling, and don't leave me, girl, don't you go. Ain't too proud to plead, baby, baby, please don't leave me, girl, now don't you go. If I have to sleep on your doorstep all day and night, just to keep you by my side, tell your friends they can laugh, even that I can stand, 'cause I wanna keep you any way I can. Ain't too proud to beg, pretty baby, please don't leave me, girl, don't you go. Ain't too proud to plead, darling, darling, please don't leave me, girl, now don't you go. Now I got a love so deep in the pit of my heart, each day it grows more and more. I'm not ashamed to come and plead to you, baby, if pleading will keep you from walking out that door. Ain't too proud to beg, oh sweet darling, please don't leave me, girl, don't you go. Ain't too proud to plead, oh sweet darling, please don't leave me, girl, don't you go. I didn't have any other way to end it, so there it is. That is a cool song. I think eventually I could make something out of that, you know. I like that little lick too. That I think they do that on the record. I didn't even go back to the record of this. I was just doing it from memory. Sometimes that's a good thing, too, because some of the people that advise performers, they say, hey, if you're going to do a song, don't do it just like the original, because, that was already done. The best version is already probably the original. And so, try to find a little something different, something that, I can turn it into. All right, well, that was funny. Now, this one, gosh, I got a lot of soul songs in here to start out one. This is called This Is My Country, written by Curtis Mayfield. And we recorded the tracks for this in Bob Baldori's studio, Lansing Sound Studio, with Lucas Holliday. And so I got the track, and Marcus Baldori, Bob's son, is the one who actually put down all the tracks. He did a great job. I was really impressed. I kept going, well, Bob, where did this come from? Well, my son did it. What? Really? So I'm fine job here. So Curtis Mayfield was, did songs for some movies in the late 60s. They called it blaxploitation. I think that's how you pronounce it, where some people were complaining, saying, well, you're just making movies for folks with, black people who want to see this, and you're exploiting them. And the other side of that is say, well, when you make a movie, you're trying to make a movie for the public. What else would you want to tell a good story? You want to make a movie for the public. What's wrong with that? So whatever people complain about, there's always somebody going to complain about something. So here we go. It's called This Is My Country. That's the original version, but it's meant to be sung, and it was sung by a black man, Curtis Mayfield. So I changed some of the lyrics so it more applies to everyone. We're not just talking about black people. We're talking about people of all colors, and it's just a way to say, come on, people, let's just include everybody. Here we go. Some people think you don't have the right to say it's our country. Before they give in, they'd rather fuss and fight than make it our country. We all have the right to be free. We're the native before and today's refugee. This is our country. Yeah. Woo-hoo. It's all our country people. Woo-hoo. Red or yellow, black or white. Too many have died in protecting your pride. For you to go second class. You survived a hard blow, and I want you to know that we'll face it at last. And you know we will give consideration. We will perish unjust or live equal as a nation. This is our country. Oh! It's all our country people. Ooh, red or yellow, black or white. And you know we will give consideration. We will perish unjust or live equal as a nation. This is our country. All our country people. Ooh, hey, hey, yeah, yeah. It's all our country. Ooh, red or yellow, black or white. It's everyone's country. Not just mine, not just yours. It's all of ours. Hey, hey, yeah. Ooh. Oh. Well, I would have had more fun if I had put the reverb on for that one. Oh, it's starting again. Stop. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh my gosh, I got to look down here for some of the comments. Oh, thank you, Kim. Yes, that one, "Bring It On Home" with Sam Cooke. You know, I'm glad you put that up there because Sam Cooke he wrote quite a few cool songs on his own. Pretty smart guy, Sam Cooke. So cool. I'm glad to find that out. And I didn't say hi to you, Joan. Nice to see you, and happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Yes, let's make that a point. We drove 2 huge wild turkeys this afternoon. You drove by 2 of them, just slowly strutting down the middle of the street in a nearby neighborhood. And you guys didn't get out and grab one, huh? Hey, all right, thank you. Thank you for this part here. Let's see. I did the same thing a couple weeks ago. Marmore Drive. Oh, you saw some other? Oh, I see. Okay. And that was a neighborhood. Marmore. Okay. All right. Let's keep on going here. How about this one? This is Amazing Grace. Oh, and I even have a beat for this one. 85. All right. So if you are there in your living room and you want to sing along, that will be just fine with me. Let me see what the drum beat is on this one. That doesn't sound right. Wait a minute. It's supposed to be in 3/4. I'm not using a drum beat. It's just going to be me and a guitar. And you. Okay? Here we go. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieve. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, we have already come. 'Twas grace hath brought us safe thus far, and grace will lead us home. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Okay, did you sing it? How'd you do? Did you do all right? From a pathetic guy to a sad sack, that's a step up. All right, I would say keep it up. All right. Well, you know what, though? This was written by a fellow who was a slave trader, and I guess he rode ships across the ocean with slaves, and at some point he got a vision that this wasn't the right thing to do. I don't know, did somebody preach to him? Does anybody know the rest of the story on that? I guess I can go look it up. But yeah, he got the feeling like, man, this is not the right thing to do. These are human beings. These aren't just some kind of animals like we've been told. And there's an interesting part the way he says, it was through grace, it was grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. And I'm wondering, well, what if you never heard about grace? So you didn't have to have your fears relieved. Could you just keep right on going along, being kind of a bully and a slave trader and all that stuff? I'm not quite sure the meaning all the way through the song, but let's move on. Let me see what else I have here. Oh, not going to do that one because it turned out. Oh, I have something special I want to do. Now, this is going to be tricky. I'm going to try this. This last week, a friend of mine from all the way back in junior high school, Mark Durbin, passed away. And I want to do, I recorded him here in my studio about 10 years ago. Mark liked to go out and do karaoke. And I kind of like to play my shows because you get to do one song after the other. With karaoke, you have other people get up and you try to pay attention, but some of them are pretty dismal, and it gets so we didn't really like doing that. Plus, people then, the other part is, would be in a bar, people would be talking to you. They say, hey, I want to tell you about blah, blah, but the music is loud and you can't hear. So it got really embarrassing. You're trying to pretend like you can hear what the people are saying. And, oh, gosh, as we get older, our hearing, doesn't always get better. As we get older, sometimes it gets worse. And I couldn't understand most of what people were saying, and I was really uncomfortable with that. So anyway, I tried to talk to Mark. I said, well, why don't you come over to my place? I'll record you singing a song, and you can go ahead and, we'll work it over and over until it's perfect, till it sounds really, really good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up, if I can find the piece that I'm looking for. Okay, I got to switch screens over here now. Give me a second. This one I knew is different. It might be tricky. Here we go. This is going to work. So I'm going to give you a picture, Mark, and I'm going to play the song that I recorded of him singing. And it's a song called If I Can Dream, which was an Elvis song. And you may recognize this once we get going. So I'm going to transition over here to give you the video. And if there by some strange fate, you'll be able to hear it. You'll be able to hear it and you'll be able to see it. So here comes Mark's picture now. And here comes him singing. Let me get this. I got to click the right button here. There it is. Found it.
There must be lights burning brighter somewhere. Got to be birds flying higher in a sky more blue. If I can dream of a better land where all my brothers walk hand in hand, tell me why, oh why can't my dream come true? Oh why? There must be peace and understanding sometime. Strong winds of promise that will blow away all the doubt and fear. If I can dream of a warmer sun where hope keeps shining on everyone, tell me why, oh why won't that sun appear? We're lost in a cloud with too much rain. We're trapped in a world that's troubled with pain. But as long as a man has the strength to dream, he can redeem his soul and fly. Deep in my heart, there's a trembling question. Still I am sure that the answer's gonna come somehow. Out there in the dark, there's a begging a candle. And while I can think, while I can talk, while I can stand, while I can walk, while I can dream. Please let my dream come true. Right now, let it come true right now. Whoa, yeah.
Well, all right. I wanted to do that for Mark and for myself, I guess I should say. Let's see. Dave Teeter from. I'm looking back up. Yep. Yeah, he did a fine job on that. Well, we reworked it quite a bit. That's one of the things you do in the studio. You have a chance to, make it right. Just make it just right. We did the best that we could with the equipment that I had at the time. I have some really excellent new equipment these days. And one of the things that I learned from Mark is he would sing, he would just let it go. He had this really cool way of letting his voice get that really cool growling. He'd go, when I can dream, that kind of a thing. I just listened to him and I go, oh, I think I know how to do that. Also, his voice is like 3 notes lower, so he can get way down low, and it's very full sounding. Really, anyway, I enjoyed. We got together once every couple weeks for quite a few years up until COVID, and we would sing and talk about all kinds of things, and we'd talk about singing, and I'd learn some things from him, and he thought that he thought he was learning stuff from me. Nah, I was getting it from him. So there you go. All right, let's move on to our next program, next song here. This is a song I wrote with a friend of mine. Her name. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Here we go. Getting this together. This is Sharon Cookson from Las Vegas, and a friend, acquaintance. I don't know why. When you write a song together, boy, you get. You kind of connect. But what she did, she was in a songwriting group with me, and she brought in just some lyrics this time. And I said, ooh, I'd like to write the music for that. And it turned out to be very simple, 4 chords, whatever. It's called Life's a Beach. And here it is. Once my yesterdays were sunny tomorrows. All love had to offer was within my reach. Then you walked out for no reason at all, and Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. It's a good call when the stuff hits the wall. Life's a beach. Life's a beach, and that's where I'll go. I'll take my heart to where the warm winds blow. Life's a beach when love has been cruel, when you feel like a fool. Life's a beach. Now it won't be so easy to heal my feelings. They had turned as gender as a Georgia peach. I'll do my doggone best to forget, to live my life without a regret. A glass and a lime and some coconut moonshine. You guessed it, life's a beach. Life's a beach, and that's where I'll go. I'll take my heart to where the warm winds blow. Life's a beach when love has been cruel, or when you feel like a fool. Life's a beach. Get me an island with a turquoise sea and a hammock underneath the palm tree. All I need is a place in the sun and sand underneath my feet. Life's a beach, and that's where I'll go. I'll take my heart to where the warm winds blow. Life's a beach when love has been cruel, or when you feel like a fool. Life's a beach, that's where I'll go. I'll take my heart to where the warm winds blow. Life's a beach when love has been cruel, or when you feel like a fool. Life's a beach. Yeah, it turned out I hadn't done that for about 4 or 5 months for you guys. I wonder, how did I miss this? Well, part of it is when I'm playing shows out for the retirement communities, I play them and then I forget. I think I might have done it for you or something. Well, anyway, here it is. This next one is a song that was recorded by J. Frank Wilson. I'm not quite sure who wrote it. He might have written it. Kim, do you want to check that one out for me too? I'm gonna have to just consult with you, and we'll go through all my songs, and we'll put in all the stuff up there and give you credit for it. Kim, how's that? Anyway, it's called "Last Kiss," and a friend of mine that we get together and jam a few times a year, he likes to sing this one. His name is Gene Bird, and but today it's mine. Oops, I gotta get the right drum part together here. I think I do have a drum part. Let me see. Let me see if this works. That's pretty slow for this one. I'm going to speed it up. I'll give that a try. Here we go. Yeah. Well, where, oh, where can my baby be? The Lord took her away from me. She's gone to heaven, so I've got to be good, so I can see my baby when I leave this world. We were out on a date in my daddy's car. We hadn't driven very far when there in the road, straight ahead, the engine was dead. Oh, I couldn't stop, so I swerved to the right. I'll never forget the sound that night, the crying tires, the busting glass, the painful scream that I heard last. Oh, well, where can my baby be? The Lord took her away from me. She's gone to heaven, so I've got to be good, so I can see my baby when I leave this world. Well, when I woke up, the rain was pouring down. There were people standing all around. Something warm running in my eyes. But I found my baby that night. I raised her head when she smiled and said, "Hold me, darling, for a little while." I held her close, I kissed her our last kiss. I found the love I knew I would miss, but now she's gone. Even though I hold her tight, I lost my love, my life that night. Oh, oh, where can my baby be? The Lord took her away from me. She's gone to heaven, so I've got to be good, so I can see my baby when I leave this world. Oh, really? Wayne Cochran wrote that one? Thank you for looking that up, Kim. Man, this is it. I should do a segment on a guy named Bert Burns, one of our watchers here. I don't think he usually doesn't sign on, but one of our watchers, Robert Hirond, told me about a guy named Burt Burns, and I couldn't believe I'd never heard of Burt Burns. Once I went and read on Wikipedia about him, better read more about Wayne Cochran too. Burt Burns, among many other songs that he wrote "Twist and Shout" by the Beatles. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, Twist and Shout. I mean, unbelievable. The guy was he died fairly young. He had rheumatic fever when he was a kid. I'll save all that stuff for a future time when we're going to do a bunch of his songs. But really impressed with this guy. All right, now I'm going to take a look at a song that's really, it's bitter. It's written by a guy named Son House, and it's called Grinnin' in Your Face. And Son House is a black man, and I'm pretty sure he lived in the South. And I think he was responding to people who would do things like, they'd say, big smile, they'd say, we don't have colored people in this restaurant, Or they might say things like, colored restrooms around back. Big smile, yeah, it's fine, yeah, it's okay, everything's okay. As soon as they'd leave, they'd say mean things about him. Well, this guy was sensitive to that stuff, and he wrote this song, but he also had experiences with people in his family who would, they would be, say one thing while they were with him and say something else when he was away from them. And it reminds me a little bit of Billie Holiday's song, let's see, not so good, God Bless the Child. It's almost like she's saying, too, yeah, as long as you're rich and you got money, everybody's your friend. And I think that's what Son House is doing here. Now, Son would perform this song, but just clapping his hands like that. I'm going to stomp my feet and maybe tap on the guitar because I think the sound, and so the sound will come through better on there. Don't you mind people grinning in your face? Don't you mind people grinning in your face? You just bear this in mind, a true friend is hard to find. Don't you mind people grinning in your face? You know your mother will talk about you, your own sisters and brothers too. They just don't care what you're trying to live. They'll talk about you still. Yes, but son, keep this in mind. A true friend is hard to find. Don't you mind people grinning in your face? Now don't you mind people grinning in your face? Said don't you mind people grinning in your face? Oh, just bear this in mind. A true friend is hard to find. Don't you mind people grinning in your face? They'll jump you up and down. They'll carry you all around. Just as soon as your back is turned, they'll be trying to crush you down. Yes, but bear this in mind. A true friend is hard to find. Don't you mind people grinning in your face? Said, don't you mind people grinning in your face? Don't you mind people grinning in your face? Oh, just bear this in mind. A true friend is hard to find. Don't you mind people grinning in your face? An interesting song. And by the way, if you go out to YouTube, which is what you're watching this on now, after the show's over, go and look up Grinnin' in Your Face, and they will probably bring you Government Mule. G-O-V''T, Government Mule. And you will hear a guy named Warren Haynes will be singing this. And he's part of a group called Government Mule. He used to also play, and still does some from time to time, with the, the Allman Brothers Band. And pretty extremely talented guy. He plays great guitar. He's got that really raspy voice when he lets. And in this song, he does it terrifically. And then they follow it with another song, a dark rock song. Anyway, check that out, or you can scroll down on YouTube and you will find Son House doing the song, the original version, which, well, you hear that and you really understand why Warren Haynes wanted to do the song. So now let's turn it around and do a happy song, at least much more pleasant. This is You Are the Sunshine of My Life by Stevie Wonder. I'm going to get my drummer set up here. All right. Oh, tempo. Got to change that tempo back down. There we go. Okay. How about... One. There it is. I got to get this other stuff out of my way on the screen. You are the sunshine of my life. That's why I'll always be around. You are the apple of my eye. Forever you'll stay in my heart. I feel like this is the beginning. Though I've loved you for a million years. And if you thought our love was ending, I'd find myself drowning in my own tears. Whoa, 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 whoa. You are the sunshine of my life. That's why I'll always be around. You are the apple of my eye. Forever you'll stay in my heart. You must have known that I was lonely, because you came to my rescue. And I know that this must be heaven. How could so much love be inside of you? Whoa, 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 whoa. You are the sunshine of my life. That's why I'll always be around. Baby, you are the apple of my eye. You'll stay in my heart. Goodness gracious. You are the sunshine of my life. That's why I'll always be around. You are the apple of my eye. Forever you'll stay in my heart. Well, I like that song. I haven't done it. I need to do it more often, apparently. The other part, I was getting into it. I was enjoying it, the chord changes. And then I looked, I said, uh-oh, where am I in the song? All I had to do was look. It was the second line. I give myself the lyrics, and you still have to know where to look on the page when you look away and then look back. Oh, boy, but I hate just looking at the words like this. I like to look at you. I like to feel like I'm looking at you guys. So anyway, okay. What's this say? Thank you for whatever it is that you said was wonderful. Ask again, please. Oh, what I was asking is, which song was it? Now we looked at the. Okay. Hang on just a second, Kim. Grinning face. Last Kiss. Is that the? Did you look up? I was asking about the song "Last Kiss," whether it was written by J. Frank Wilson or someone else. Is that the one we were talking about? Okay. Well, we'll move on and see what you can find out there. Okay. I've done this before. This is a pair of songs that I wrote. Gosh, probably in 1970. I wrote the first one. That was the one, Wayne Cochran, huh? Okay. I'm gonna check out some of these other ones too. This is interesting stuff. So, this is the first one I'm gonna do. Is called Half the World is Making Love Tonight. And it started out, it used to be called Bob and Sarah. And that's because I named the characters. And then a very astute radio programmer said, you'd be smart to get rid of those names so that people can relate to it more directly to themselves. If you use Bob and Sarah's name, well, people are saying, well, my name's not Bob. Bob would say it's my name, but I don't know Sarah. So instead, they said just use it's kind of a generic thing. And so I rewrote it. Then a publisher, well, I'll tell you about that before I start the next version. So here we go. This is Half the World is Making Love Tonight, the country version. The two of us were lying there, clinging to each other, trying not to think about what we were really there for. She was missing her old love, and I missed my lady, and our old lovers both loved someone else. Making love tonight, and half of them are faking love with someone who's not right. Yeah, I know the truth is sad, but living it's sadder still, 'cause our old lovers both love someone else. Now she told me my man was cold. I never liked his kisses. And I told her, I don't recall what color my lady's hair is. We both lied while lying there, staring at the ceiling. Our old lovers both love someone else. Half the world is making love tonight, and half of them are faking love with someone who's not right. Yeah, I know the truth is sad, but living it's sadder still, 'cause our old lovers both love someone else. Now she got up to leave, so I asked her for her number. She said, please don't lead me on. And I said, I'm not trying to. She smiled, say, let's keep in touch. And I said, yeah, why don't we? 'Cause our old lovers both love someone else. Half the world is making love tonight, and half of them are faking love with someone who's not right. Yeah, I know the truth is sad, but living it's sadder still, 'cause our old lovers both love someone else. 'cause our old lovers both love someone else. All right, that's the first version of Half the World. And there was a fella on that, I can't remember his last name. Bob Berry. I think that's correct. Bob Berry. I was living in Sacramento, and I heard about this studio over in San Jose. So I went over there, set up an appointment, and they had a fella who ran, I think it was Brady or Grady. Grady was the guy who was the engineer, and Bob Berry was the musician, but he was also a sharp engineer of his own. I mean, that guy was a fast learner. He played all the instruments on that song, and he played the drum. He went in and he sat down and just remembering hearing the song once, he sat and played the drum part all the way through, but knew where the changes were. Then he came back, played the bass guitar. He added piano, played some guitar parts. He did all of that stuff. Well, now that was cool, and at one point I talked to him and I said, Bob, if something takes off with these songs that I'm doing here, would you be interested in going on the road? He said, I don't really want to be on the road. Well, a few years later, there was a group called Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Some of you might remember them from back. They were, heavily based on a B3 organ, played by Emerson, and I think it was Greg Lake, the bass player anyway, decided he didn't want to do this anymore, and they called up Bob Berry, the guy that recorded this backing track for me. They called him up, and he became one of their musicians on the road. Well, compared to working with me, who was an undiscovered act, and being part of Emerson, Lake and Palmer, or Emerson, Berry and Palmer, I guess it was. He made quite a transition there. I still haven't kept track, but he's worked with a bunch of other people. He's done a lot of studio work for all kinds of folks. Well, then, a few years later, this song got heard by a publisher. That's the way you can say it. Song got heard. The publisher heard the song, and he said, I like where you're going with the song. I like this, but would you mind if I had one of my staff guys take a look at the song? No problem at all. So they came back after that. They came back with this one called Half the World. They left off the other part of the title. And Scott Baio recorded it on his album. Scott Baio used to be Chachi on Happy Days, who was Fonzie's cousin or nephew or something. I think it was Fonzie's cousin. And he recorded this song. So now here is the pop version, completely different. You'll recognize a few elements of the same song, but I think of it as a completely different song, and we have two different copyrights. You write one song, somebody else helps you rewrite it, you end up with a second copyright. Here it is, Half the World. Lovers all around me, some are happy, some are sad. It seems like love is never in between, it's either good or bad. Some people give with half a heart, while others give everything right from the start. Half the world is making love tonight, while half of them are faking love with somebody who's not right. I am one of the lucky few, 'cause here I am making love with you. I was faking love with strangers who were faking too. pretending it was real, though my heart knew it wasn't true. I didn't know what love could be till you came along and showed it to me. Half the world is making love tonight, while half of them are faking love with somebody who's not right. I am one of the lucky few, 'cause here I am making love with you. And you make it feel the way I always dreamed it would be. At last I found the one who's right for me. Half the world is making love tonight, while half of them are faking love with somebody who's not right. I am one of the lucky few, 'cause here I am making love with you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Half the world is making love tonight. Half the world is making love tonight. Half the world is making love tonight. Yeah, half the world is making love tonight. Half the world. Isn't that a heck of a different song than the first one? I'm thinking that was real interesting working that out like that, realizing that a song can be completely redone. What happened with me when I would be write a songwriting, sometimes someone would critique it, and I wouldn't know how to fix it, how to change it, how to do what they were suggesting. And it worked out really nicely to go through that process and then begin to understand, oh, I see. But I mean, a completely different melody, amazing, amazing thing. And Dave wrote, "You're singing with a lot more enthusiasm these days," and it's really, thanks, Dave. I appreciate that. By the way, if you go out to YouTube and look up Dave Teeter, he's right there on your screen. Look him up. You'll find that he's done a whole bunch of songs. I think you wrote them all too, didn't you, Dave? Dave is pretty prolific. And sometimes he'll do it just as an audio thing with no guitar. Pretty daring. Great, Dave. I got to give you a hat tip there too for just getting out there and doing it, putting your stuff out there. I really appreciate that. I'm gonna do one more song that I wrote here. This is called "Mama Said," and Mom tells me that she said I never said those things, and no, a lot of my songs have a little bit of I guess you'd call it. And there might be a little bit of autobiography. Most of the time, it's just an idea that I came up with. So, but I'm going to do what I want to do for this one. I want to do the video, which is already pre-recorded. Everything's on it. If I can figure out how to make it go. Last time I tried it, it didn't start right up. So we'll just have to see if I can make that take off. If I can't, I'll figure something else out. So here we go. I'm going to try it and transition, and here we go. teaching me right. She said, looking at girls that way ain't polite. I always tried to do what she said. So when I start to think that way, I just turn my head. But look at that girl over there. She's dancing with a smile that says, get on over here. Now come on, boys, is it just me? She wants me to look. Hey, she wants me to see. My mama said, now don't you look. My mama said, now don't you look. Mama said, now don't you look. But I just had to. Biology. The best looking girl in school sat right in front of me. I smelled her perfume, felt her heat. Nothing for Mr. Norton said could ever compete. One day she wore a peekaboo top. I tried not to look, but I just couldn't stop. Mr. Norton told me go to the board. I couldn't stand, I took an F that I just couldn't afford. My mama said, now don't you look. My mama said, now don't you look. Mama said, now don't you look. But I just had to. It's almost like my eyes belong to some other man. They seem to have a mind of their own. They look where they won't leave me alone. Now I got a girl of my own. But when we go out, my eyes still seem to roam. She said, do you see something you like? No matter what I say, I know there's gonna be a fight. My mama said, now don't you look. My mama said, now don't you look. Mama said, now don't you look. But I just said, now don't you look. My mama said, now don't you look. My mama said, now don't you look. But I just, she said, now don't you look. My mama said, now don't you look. Mama said, now don't you look. But I just, oh man, look at that girl over there. I had to. All right, well, that's it for tonight. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Hey, you know, those things worked out pretty good. I wasn't sure that video was going to work. And Mark's pictures while the song that he sang. Real fun way to do some of this stuff. So, all right, again, thanks, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it so much. I don't think you quite know what it is to me. I plan on this and I work it out and I keep thinking through things I can give to you. So anyway, that's it for tonight. Wait a minute. I'm going to put on my music that I always end up with. Where is it here? Let me see if, oh, well, that's because I'm on the wrong page here. Now I can do this. Here we go. There it is. Oh, that's right. I'm going to try. Ooh, I'm going to try to fade. Oh my goodness, my screen went blank over here. Oh, it was supposed to. Ooh. So I am going to try to fade going left this time, or right. Which way is left? Which way is right? This way? How about that way? Let me see what happens when I do this. See y'all next week. Bye-bye.